Jen here, back with another Shadow Falls book review. Today we will be discussing Taken at Dusk, book 3 in the Shadow Falls series. In this book, let's just see, what does the excerpt say? Step into Shadow Falls, a camp for teens with supernatural powers. Here friendship thrives, love takes you by surprise, and our hearts possess the greatest magic of all. I'm sorry guys, this is like one of my favorite series. I won't lie, as I'm filming this, I have reread all 5 books. Yes, I have. In Taken at Dusk, it begins with Kylie still a bit nerve-wracked about the new ghost that followed her home when her mother took her back to the camp. She's convinced the ghost got into the car when they drove past Fallen Cemetery. Even though we'll discover later, Holiday doesn't really agree with this. They say, she says spirits rarely just pop into your car. They usually have a connection with the person, the ghost whisperer, they are attached to. So, yeah. But we begin the book with Kylie finally getting to meet her father's adoptive parents, the Brightons. So she goes into the office, she meets her grandfather and her grandmother, and they give her some very nice family photos of her father. She comments on how sincere her grandmother's hand feels when she touches Kylie's hand, how fragile. And they're talking and having basically a good time when Holiday bursts in and she apologizes left, right and center, but says, I'm so sorry, but they have to go. There's an emergency, yada yada yada. So they just get up and they leave. Kylie wants to know what the frick is going on because she was finally talking to her grandparents, and it turns out they're not her dad's adoptive grandparents. Adoptive parents, sorry. They are imposters. And this really screws with Kylie's head because she felt the sincerity coming off of them. Now, the only reason they suspected they were imposters in the first place is the PI that Kylie kind of hired to find them was attacked. So Derek is with the PI in the hospital trying to find out what's going on. Bernard is freaking out because, it's Bernard, he always freaks out. There's not really that much that happens in this book, except we finally, those of us who are Team Lucas and not Team Derek, we finally get a little points in our favor. So, Derek comes back after doing some work for the FRU. He left Kylie in the second book. And here comes Della with some hot, juicy piece of information for us. So her cousin Chan lives in Pennsylvania, and he heard that there's a Shadow Falls camper there doing some work for the FRU. So he sent her pictures asking if this guy really is from the camp, and if so, what's he doing there, all that shit. And he got a picture of Derek really making out with one of the vampires living in the commune. Now, he does tell Kylie about his ex-vampire girlfriend, Ellie, in the very first book. But it obviously really hurt her feelings when she saw this picture. She runs off to his cabin to tell him, like, dude, what the hell? And then we find out he actually brought this girl back to the camp with him. And what makes matters worse is the girl's actually super nice. She's an amazing, cute person who just really wants to be human again and misses her family. So you kind of feel bad for her. But Derek still shouldn't have done that, in my opinion. And yeah, it did turn out that they didn't just kiss, they did have sex. And that freaked Kylie the hell out. But it does give her that little push in the right direction. And by right direction, I mean Lucas's direction. So they do get closer in this book, she and Lucas, which makes me really happy. Even though his pack isn't really okay with it, especially Frederica. She's such a pain. We find out a little bit more about Lucas in this book as well, that he still sees his father. His father is a rogue werewolf, super pain in the ass. He has a sister, which we discover a bit more about in the next book, Clara. And the next book really broke my heart, but we'll get to that when we get to that. Then, the ghost. The ghost keeps giving Kylie a very strange message. Someone lives, someone dies. And Kylie can't figure out what the hell this means. Can she stop it? She doesn't think so. They go to the falls. I don't know if I've explained the falls before, but it's a magical place where apparently you see dancing death angels at dusk. So they go there. She goes with Holiday, and they both share a vision of a funeral, a vampire's funeral. So we know someone's going to die. It's going to be a woman, and she's going to be a vampire. That's all information we get until later in the book. Then, Kylie convinces Holiday and Burnett that she should go back to the cemetery to find out who this Jane Doe is, because the ghost has amnesia. She can't remember anything, not even her name. Go to the cemetery. There's like a gazillion spirits wanting Kylie to help them, but this one, Catherine O'Connell, says, I'll tell you who she is if you'll do me a favor. Now, I've mentioned before that I have some gifts. Now, the one thing you never do that I was taught, you never promise a spirit anything, because they can get really pissed when you can't deliver. And some of the things they want you to do is just crazy. You can't do it. But Kylie didn't know this. So she's like, yeah, sure, cool. Just tell me who she is. And she finds out that the spirit's name is Berta Littleman. She goes home, does research, finds out that Berta Littleman was arrested for killing babies. Yeah. That kind of put a damper on the whole Kylie wanting to help her thing. What she had to do for Catherine was she just had to give her family some information that they didn't know about the woman. Kylie she has this feeling that this spirit isn't Berta Littleman. And later Derek the douchewad actually dreamscapes Kylie. Remember, he's Fae as well. So Kylie, Derek and Holiday are the only ones in Shadow Falls who can who can dreamscape. And he mentioned something about some prisons burying more than one corpse in one grave. She talks to Holiday about it. Holiday mentions it to Burnett, and Burnett actually does some investigation behind Kylie's back. And it turns out there were 2 bodies in the grave of Berta Littleman. Now, the ghost kind of attacks Burnett at one point, but we find out why a little bit later on. I'll just jump to that because not much else really left to discuss. No, wait, there is a very important thing to discuss. Mario shows up again. So Ellie wakes up Kylie super early in the morning and says, you have to help him. Something happened to Derek. I can't remember all the specifics, but please, just follow me. Now, because Mario wants to kill Kylie, Kylie has a shadow. And at that stage, Della was her shadow. She's like, Della, you're slipping. Because remember, she's a vampire. She can hear very well, see very well. And Della's like, huh? And she's like, Ellie's here. So Della's like, oh damn, I am slipping. And she storms into Kylie's bedroom to face Ellie and be like, dude, how'd you get by? And did she already leave? Because she's not in there. And Kylie goes into the room, but she still sees Ellie. So we find out Ellie is the vampire that dies in the book. And it's very sad. And the only reason I am actually giving the spoiler away is because she's not a main character in the books. If this was something involving a main character, I would not. Stop it. Sorry, my cat was molesting my chairs. So, if it was a main character, I wouldn't have given that information away. But that happens. Kylie has to face Mario again. Mario ends up killing Red. It turns out his name is Roberto. Um, kills his own grandson because his grandson was standing up for Kylie, which is really messed up. But after that, Bernard takes her back to the cemetery because Jane Doe has like disappeared. And it turns out he figured out who she was and he took her body somewhere else, somewhere safe. He also found out where she lived and that she had a husband named Malcolm Summers. They go to the house and Kylie sees in the photographs that Malcolm Summers was the man impersonating her grandfather. And everything starts making sense. The visions that the ghost has shown her, the baby, everything. It turns out that her ghost's name is Heidi Summers and she's Kylie's real grandmother. Interesting. This book again ends with Bernard actually tracking down her real grandfather and great aunt, Malcolm Summers, finding out they went to Ireland to look for the Brightons because he didn't know his son is dead, and promising that she's going to be meeting them later that week. Again, the book ends with her meeting her grandparents. She does eventually meet the adoptive grandparents, but that's only in the final book. So, but that covers it for Taken at Dusk, guys. Next week we'll be discussing Whispers at Moonrise. It's very shiny. Such a nice cover. I like this book. This book's very interesting, but there's some really bad twists and turns. But then I will see you guys next time. Please, if you enjoyed the video, please hit that like button with a silver bullet. Don't forget to hit the bell icon. I did that wrong. Hit the like button with a stake and hit the bell notification button with a silver bullet. And please don't forget to subscribe. I will see you guys next time. Peace.